Hello students, today we are going to start a new topic of English literatures, and that is Introduction to Literary Terms. Second, so in this part there are many literary terms present in English language or in English literature that we are going to learn here. So first is cadence. So what is actually cadence? Actually it is rhythm or modulation of voice. Now listen carefully. What is cadence? The rhythmic flow of a sequence of word or sentence in a text is called its cadence. So there is a rhythmic flow of a sequence of word or sentences in a text. That is called cadence, rhythmic flow. The term cadence is derived. Derived it means to receive or obtain from. The term cadence is derived from the Latin word cadentia. So this cadence, this English word came from or received from the Latin word, and that is cadentia, which means to fall. So cadentia it means fall, to fall. Cadence differ, it means different from meter. Meter it means words, rhythm. Cadence differ from meter in that it mimics. Mimic it means imitate. Mimics the nature rise and fall of ordinary speech. So cadence is different from meter. So in that the nature rise mimic the nature rise and fall of ordinary speech. Mimic it means imitate. Cadence verse is thus non-syllabic. Non-syllabic it means a word or part of word not containing one vowel sound. Cadence verse is thus non-syllabic. So cadence verse, there we cannot see one vowel sound. With an approximate adherence, adherence it means stick fast or represent truthfully in detail. To the necessity of breathing while reciting poetry. Recite it means repeat aloud. So when we repeat aloud any poem, so that time necessity of a breathing we need, and for that cadence kind of poem created a literature. So second type of literary term is caesure. So what is caesure? That we are going to learn here. The term caesure is derived. Derived, it means obtain or get, from the Latin word caesurus. So this is taken from the Latin word, and that is caesurus, meaning to cut, and this meaning of this word is to cut. A caesura is a pause or break between two lines or phrases in a stanza of a poem. So there is a pause or stop between two lines of a poem, that is called caesures. It is indicated by two parallel vertical lines, and this caesures is indicated by two parallel lines. So if there is given any line, so at the end of that line, if given two parallel lines, so it means this is the caesure. It means these two lines used to stop, to have pause for few seconds. After that, next literary term is chorus. So what is chorus? That we are going to learn here. A chorus in drama, especially with reference to Greek theatre, is an undifferentiated group. Undifferentiated, it means we cannot different that group of people who function as narrators and commentators on the action. So chorus, particularly in Greek theatre, we cannot differentiate this group of people. So chorus, it means a band or group of singers. So as any main character of that play, any commentator of that play works in the same way, the chorus, the group of singers, is very important in that theatre, in that play. They are not characters in the play. They serve as a bridge between the actor and the audience. So chorus, this group of singers, this group of people is not the character. They do not act in the play, but they perform as a bridge between the actor on the stage and the audience in that hall. The chorus is usually the same sex and age as the protagonist. Protagonist, it means the main character of a play. Protagonist. So chorus is usually the same sex. This is the group of people which is used as chorus in a play, that is of the same sex, of the same age, people's group selected for that chorus. In poetry, a chorus refers to the set of lines that are repeated after every stanza. So in poetry, what is chorus? So any particular line or set of lines that repeated after every stanza in poetry, that is called chorus. It is also called a refrain and is popular in balladic poetry. Balladic, it means romantic poetry. A chorus may also be used to emphasize or create a drama. So chorus is also used to give more emphasis, more stress, or create a drama in that situation. Walt Whitman frequently used reference. Reference it means repeated lines of poetry in his poetry, like in Song of the Redwood Tree, which employs the refrain. Next literary term is epilogue. So epilogue it means the concluding, the ending part of a play or poetry. The epilogue is the final section of the text. So this is the final ending, last part of the text, and is used to bring closer to or comment on the events narrated. And this means that this is when this start epilogue, so that time we comes to know that this is going to be end of that play or poetry. The term epilogue is derived from the Greek word epilogos. So this word received from Greek word, and that is epilogue, which means to say in addition. And what is the meaning of this epilogue? To say in addition. And epilogue is always presented from within the word of a text and does not treat the preceding event. Preceding it means coming before. Characters of function. So in the epilogue is always presented from within the word of the text. So in those word of the text, this epilogue is presented and does not treat the preceding event, and this epilogue does not treat it as the preceding event. It means that this doesn't come before of the poem or any play, or characters as function. So after this, next point of literary term is genre. So genre it means the style, kind or type of literature. Now listen carefully. A genre is a specific category or type of literature with a uniquely identifiable set of stylistic, form, techniques and register. Register it means record. So this is a separate category, separate kind of specific kind of or type of literature, particularly stylistic or techniques or registered. These are the different types. The term is derived from the Latin word genus. So this genre is taken from the Latin word genus, which means kind. And what is the meaning of genus? It means kind. Kind or sort or type. The concept of classification. Classification it means make different class or separate into different class. The concept of classification literature into genre began with the ancient Greek. So in the ancient Greek time, in the Greek time, in the past Greek time, this begins. Who classified literature into prose, poetry and drama, and they classified literature into three parts: prose, poetry and drama. These were further subdivided into comedy, tragedy, epic, lyric and so on. And after that, these are divided into comedy, tragedy, epic and lyric and so on. Each genre and sub-genre had a specific set of rules pertaining to them. Now pertain it means obtain to. Pertaining to theme, plot, characterization, and writing techniques. Plot classified literature into three genres: dramatic dialogue, pure narrative, and epic. Next paragraph. Literary genre may be defined based on narrative techniques employed, tone, content, or even length. So, literary genre may be defined, it means can be explained based on the narrative techniques employed. What kind of narrative technique employed, used in that poem, tone of that poem, content of that poem, even length of that poem or that literary work. The concept of genre in literature is a loose and shifting taxonomy. Taxonomy means principles of genre. So, literature is a loose and shifting taxonomy. It means that there can be changes in the principle of this kind of literature. As writers have always employed different techniques as to blur distinction between genre. So writers always try to make a different kind of literature, and therefore they use a different kind of genre. They think that this should be belongs to only themselves and created by only them. The concept of genre has therefore been criticized by theorists like Jackson Derrida, who believed it is needlessly restrictive practice. So, according to Jacques Derrida, he says that there need not any kind of restriction for any kind of literary work. Everything should be written a free in a free form. So students, in this way, this part ends here. We are going to stop here. Have a good day to all of you. Thank you very much.